Hello Metroidvania fans and welcome back to another Metroidvania map. This one is for Ghost Song, a brand new sci-fi Metroidvania with some reasonable Souls-like elements and some really positive things and some not particularly positive things that I want to kind of say about it. I didn't enjoy Ghost Song as much as I really wanted to. The exploration was bogged down by poor movement mechanics. There were a lot of enemies that got very, very spongy, and I've since learned that the more ship parts, which I've got marked on the map, the more ship parts you return back to base, actually the harder the game becomes, which explains why it got so annoying so quickly, because I breezed through the first probably third of the game, almost half of the game, and then the enemies outscaled me, and I noticed the scaling as I was going. I thought, are these getting harder? It's like, yeah, actually they are, which kind of makes the whole level up system quite frustrating. There are a lot of frustrations in the game. I don't know whether they'll get patched. I don't know whether things will be changed. I recommend the Explorer difficulty instead of playing it on the original. It makes very little difference in terms of achievements as far as I'm aware, unless you want the 100% trophy. But there's a lot of good stuff in here as well. I really liked the voice acting. I thought many of the kind of interpersonal reactions and interactions with the NPCs that we found were very, very charming indeed. The systems themselves, I really quite like the blaster suit module systems. It's very Hollow Knight charm-esque, but it works. But the story itself could, in my opinion, have been better told. It was straddling the line between Souls-like obscura and actually telling a story, and because it was trying to straddle that line, it didn't actually fit into either camp, and therefore didn't actually do a good job of what I was hoping for. Essentially, if you are after answers for many of the questions that you will have throughout the game, you are not going to get them. The map is fine. It's got lots of interesting areas. It's got some fairly decent things to find. It's just not particularly fun to get around because of the combat, which I didn't really enjoy because of that scaling and because everything became so spongy so quickly. The map itself is all right. My version of the map, however, I've spent a lot of time going round and using Yoldi pen tool in Photoshop. I have gone round and I have cleaned up the map, because the map in game is very clearly made up of lots of separate graphic files, some of which just don't join together properly. I've cleaned them all up. I've recolored all of the seams so everything fits together nice and smoothly. I have put borders around everything. I've made sure that the doors line up. It's taken me about 5 hours to do that, but it looks a darn sight better, I think, than what it did previously. Just to give you an idea of what it used to look like, this is the older version that is currently up on the Google Drive with all my other maps. You can see where the issues were with this. It's fuzzy. I quite like the coloured borders, but it looks messy. So, been through, straightened, neatened everything up. All the names are on here. NPCs, weapons, ship parts, breakable walls. There are some red bits which are notes which I'm kind of umming and ahhing about what I'm going to do with. There are certain really large rooms that I might actually kind of map out kind of general shapes and flow for. Got all the soup modules there as well. It's not finished. It's not 100% at time of recording, but people watching this video in the future, it should very well be 100% by then. There's 3 modules that I'm missing that I need to find and stick in, and there'll be a load more notes about quests and stuff. But it's all available in my Google Drive as per usual. I've got to put some notes about achievements on as well. I'm sure most of you will have just clicked straight onto the link in the description below as opposed to listening to my review. It's not my favourite Metroidvania. It's getting rave reviews. I'm not entirely sure why. It's decent, but it's not 8.5, 9.5 for me, as a lot of people are rating it. It's an impressive piece of work for 2 people. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the fact that this game was made only by 2 people and it's taken, what, 8 to 10 years or something to put together. It is an impressive feat, but as a game, I think it could have done with a little bit more time in the oven, which is a shame really, because I really enjoyed the demo, though I could see some problems rearing their heads in the demo, and they've been exacerbated in the full game. But it was a good and entertaining game to map out, and you know, for me, that's kind of what matters. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more. If you do find the maps useful, then head on over to my Ko-fi.com accounts. There's links in the description below, links on the map as well. Drop me a donation. Really appreciate it when people do that. It just means that the time that I spend putting these together is well spent. You know, mostly I do them for myself on the off chance that I do a second playthrough, but recently, you know, over the last year or so of making Metroidvania maps, I really have enjoyed, you know, seeing the responses that people have to these maps. So, yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I like making them. I'm going to keep on making them. And if people want to drop me a few quid, I appreciate times are tough, then I very much appreciate that. I'm going to go to bed now because it's almost 5 AM and I've been working on this for a considerable number of hours today. When it gets finished, I will update the description in the video, but for now, it's 99% there. There's no in-game percentage counter, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Have a fabulous day, folks. Thank you again for the support. Enjoy Ghost Song. I mostly did. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.